Hey there, welcome back to the table. So, been gone for a few days. That's all good. Lots of stuff going on in life, of course. And one of the feedback points was I need 8 more iron added to my kitty here. So 6, 7, and 8. I forgot to take 8 iron, and thank you, Andrew, for pointing that out. And I told myself I would, and then of course I never did. Um, the next piece was he said that I actually only drew 6 villagers and I was supposed to have 8. So there should be a 7th and an 8th, which means 2 more villagers. We ate twice, so that means this 3 food is being reduced to 0 food. And at one point, I would need to lose a health point each person because the Oathsworn doesn't eat once. And I will do that. That hurts, but I guess we have 2 more villagers as a result. The next piece is I was something. I wanted to point out that this quartermaster gained 1 extra ration at the start of every Deepwood journey. I think a Deepwood journey is this. I don't think I get that at the start of every chapter. So this quartermaster thing is a whole lot less useful than I originally thought. However, we would have lost 2 hit points, our Oathsworn, because that 1 extra ration helped the whole Oathsworn to avoid losing 1 hit point. So maybe it was worth it. But excuse me. If I played this again, I am actually starting to think that these survival spot search, listen, barter, threat, reason checks are actually the better way to go. Um, how many times do we fail these tests and I'm getting frustrated or whatever? So long story short, we ended up using up all of our rations because we had 2 more villagers. And again, thank you to Andrew for pointing that out as well. All right, and then the last thing, and you might have noticed this, there are 12 villagers on here, and you'll notice that it says 10 here. There is in my edition, it says 12. So I don't know if it was just a typo and they fixed it or what the deal is. But we are running into challenges where my copy of the game has different text written on here than, what you see in this game. So I don't know if that continues to get worse than this digital version. That's the perils of using it, right? But there are 12 villagers on the board, so no worries there. Okay, next. You may have noticed that I took out our Grove Druid. It was one of those things where I wanted to try it out. I did. I thought she actually was great. One of the things is all of her sentinels are really squishy, so one area of effect, like that tail swipe, can wipe out all the sentinels all in one blow and make her not as useful. And so since we had some really good bows, I went with the ranger. So I just kept the tokens, kept the health points and everything the way it is. Funny enough, she regens 7 and maxes 7. These are her skills, and we can go over those in a bit. We already had this, and I just made sure I grabbed an old leather. So this one lets her move 2. And I think we actually have already had that as well. So I gave her stuff we already had, and in here you can see she has 2 yellow cubes. So I do have to come up here and draw 2. Pop those down. That is not what I intended. There's one. There's the other. Okay, so she has a really cool ability, and then it does a cooldown, as you can see, of 3. But this is the awesome part: 2 more can be added on an attack. So I'm going to make her a really cool sniper. The cards that we're not using. I have a Child of the Forest. Before an enemy selects target, you cannot be the primary target. Very similar to the Kerr one. I took that off. What happened to the other one? Oh, it's up here. And then double stab. This requires adjacent enemies, and it's good if like you're getting bum rushed. Um, I chose not to use that, so I took out a 3 and a 1, and we have disarming shot. Anytime an enemy draws damage, we get to ignore one of their mic cards. Multi-shot. You can only play it if no one's adjacent to you. Attack up to 3 enemies in a front arc. Um, Attack must target a minion. Quick shot. What does minion mean? Like you can't attack the big rat. You have to attack his minions. Huh. Okay. I may not want that one. What's that one? A 2? All right. You can choose to target any hit point die on the enemy, so you don't have to go with the one closest to you. And if you choose to attack your enemy's rear, while in the rear, you add 3 damage. Long shot, ricochet. This hits multiple targets, but you have to divide up your dice or your cards among them. And then loose arrow. And you can see there's a lot of high crystal attacks on here and a few lower ones. The attack must target a minion. I wonder what that ultimately implies. Let me pause and look this up. Okay, so it's very clear that the rats would have been minions, and then of course the rat mother was not. In this particular mode, the leader would not be a minion, but these would, because well, here. The tribe is 1. They have the mob rule. So technically none of them are minions. So I think I have to use that card as simply a move 2 card, which is still fine, because a move 2 card is not bad in this game. And then of course we have a bazillion villagers. I do believe that if you were to go through, this book, you can see like there's a chapter 4, page 50 is the epilogue. I know it's a little bit like some people don't like to spoil themselves this way, but so here's your epilogue. You gain some allies. You're going to tally loot and losses. You're going to gain a location token for every 2 civilians that you keep. So you are going to get rewarded for saving the civilians. And I think you also gain some rations too. I'm not sure. It says you do not need to record your rations. Good. Yeah. Anyways, we'll go ahead and stop peeking at that. But just wanted to give you an idea that the rewards will be sufficient. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards that are technically in our storage bag. And you can see our backpack can hold 12 until we get this hold 20 thing. The moment we can actually go to the market and sell, a lot of these that are not ones, like this one, I can't sell for anything, but like this one can sell for 2 iron. We're going to sell what we can and make some moolah on top of our 31 that we already have. This is good. It's nice having some iron because I do think we're going to need to, first of all, we need to buy some stuff. Every chapter they get more and more expensive, and we should probably get those curatives too. And it would have been nice to have that skill where you gain 2 curatives every time you buy one. It's just money efficient, and you technically can buy 10 curatives in one chapter. Alright, so with that being said, let's go. And what I did was, and my apologies there, okay, that makes the glitch look better. Actually, what's really cool is, look, these green things are showing up again. When I had this loaded before, they weren't. So there must have been some kind of graphical thing going on. So here's our ranger. And the ranger does have some bonuses if she's next to a tree. So I have her next to a tree. And I put the warden next to her so the warden can provide some defense. The cur and the blade have to come around this building. So we've got a little bit of moving to do. And as you can see, there's villagers everywhere. The one nice thing about having the companion is all he had to do was walk next to them and then pluck, they would go. Um, I am still going to try to rescue as many villagers as I can. This is a bad guy. So is this one. That one. And that one is the leader. And this one in the back. Now, a lot of these bad guys have just one die each. So part of me is thinking, take those down as quickly as you can and leave the leader alone for a bit. And as you can see, the stages get triggered when 2 of them die, or 4. And obviously you could kill 1, 2, 3, 4 and then only have the leader left, or whatever. Um, so the next thing is the cards. They came in a weird order. So we'll shuffle, shuffle, and then move this over, and off we go. Alright, I think I do want to... I can use the ranger to get in. I can even have the ranger attack. Of all things, I can have him attack the leader who I just said we shouldn't start attacking. Maybe I could have her attack the bone maiden over here. But if I can, well, first of all, let's recharge. Okay, he's already recharged. 7. There we go. Like that. Alright, these guys have to spend a lot of movement. Obviously we got a bad guy. We got some things we can do here. I almost feel like these two can get all these villagers off the board. So let's start with the warden, for example. Let's say he moves 1, 2, pluck, 3, pluck. Right? So that'd be 5 gems to do that. So let's start with that one. The warden would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think he has... Oh, always remember, change yourself to the black game master. Otherwise, you can't see his cards. I don't think he has any move cards. Yeah. So we spent 5 of his 6, and he only has 1 left. And then we also have to remember to move the actual villagers. So I selected this one, and then 1, 2, 3, bam, villagers off. I select this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, off the map. And then he has 1 more movement left, and sure, why not just move 1 more space this way. Ranger, 1, pluck, 1, 2, pluck. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. However, the ranger has moved 2 here for 1. So that's going to be 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So 4 of them. This one, we have 3 villagers saved. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 villagers saved. And then she still has, I believe, 3 to do an action. We could thread the needle. I don't know if I'm targeting an enemy's rear. Let's look. Ooh, the leader. His rear is here. And then this would be, well, technically, this is rear, this is front, and this is flank, and this is flank. So this is both a rear and a flank. So Ranger could attack the leader. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. I don't think she can move and rescue another person, because she has 3 points left. So 1, 2, 3 doesn't get her anywhere. So let's thread the needle, which is another 2. And you always see me put the card here and then resolve it. Just so you understand, in case the rules ever, require it, you're supposed to do the action first before you place the card and then do the battle flow. Battle flow happens after the action is finished. I don't think we've ever run into a situation where that matters, but just making sure you knew the sequence. Alright, so we have 2. then I'm going to play this for 2 more. So that's 4 yellows. And then it says when you critical, I'm going to gain 2 crystals, which is awesome. And oh, look at this. I got to move 2. Oh, I'm going to do that as well. And remember, these don't cause battle flow, but I'm going to give myself 2 crystals back because I used a move 2 from the armor. So this is awesome. I'm already liking this character a lot. All right, and then we thread the needle. We are charging from the rear, so we're going to get 3 damage. And like I said, we're going to do 4 yellow. So I'm going to do, of course, the 4 yellow. And I'm going to do 2 whites. Wow. All right, that's a crit. Another crit. 3, 2, and 2. All right, so I'm going to roll 2 whites and a yellow for the crits. I'm not going to draw cards. And it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, and then another white. I'm going to take a card this time. Wow. All right, 2, 4, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, 20, 21. 21 damage we just did to the leader. And then they all, well, look, they got 5 armor. Actually, I'm sitting here thinking I'm doing fantastic. They have 5 armor. Um, so 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I just took them down to a 2. That actually was a worthwhile hit considering they're heavily armored here. What I want to know is, I thought we surprised them. Like, where's our advantage for surprising them? There doesn't seem to be any. Um, they do target civilians, which is bad. The mob rule we already talked about. And then this here, these little blanks. Each time a Scarsman dies, all other tribesmen get another yellow. So they just get better and better. So this, once again, rewards us for maybe whittling them down again before you kill one. Alright, they're both done. And we have a lot of civilians we may not be able to rescue this time. Let's do the cur. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's 6. For the cur, and I don't think the cur has any movement cards either. Just looking real quick. So that 6 would be everything for the cur. And then we have the blade, who could probably go up and attack something. So he does have his bull charge thing, but this is sort of a weird angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for him would get him next to the shaman, but that's see, this is 2 in a straight line, and then I may charge 4. Yeah, he was zigzagging too much. There's a move 2. We're going to go ahead and do that. It costs 1, which means that he actually saved a crystal. So he only spent 5, so he has 1 more left. Not that I think it's going to matter. I don't think 1 does anything for him. Lets him move 1 more space if he needs to. And he'll just hold on to that 1. And again, unless you're next to one of these guys, they all target civilians. So we're going to lose a few. We did save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, which I'm very happy for, because that's more than we've lost so far. But I don't think there's a way we can save all 12. Not with this situation. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys, and we're only next to this one. So that means 4 of them are going to go after a civilian. Yeah, not good. Not good. Now you could argue, hey, let them go after the civilians. Our guys are staying alive. So I guess that's another way to look at it. We do have this where we can gain a crystal. I forgot. So he could, if there was a 2 crystal attack out here, he could do that, and there is. So he's going to do this one, which is a 3. But remember, we're going to do this to get another crystal, and that puts it into the 3 spot. And this one, we're going to do to gain 2. And remember, you do the action first. That's why I bring this up. So by completing the action, this is going to end up on the 3 spot before the battle flow happens because I did this. Alright? That's the thing. These, you don't put this on first and then these come on later. And remember, items, they have the little symbol here. They don't do battle flow. These are the only cards that trigger the battle flow. Okay, so we're going to do an attack that costs 2 crystals. Because this is going to gain us a crystal and I just spent 1. And then this is going to give us 2 more yellows. So we're going to draw 4 yellows for this attack. And to be honest, because we drew so well, I'm going to roll 4 yellow dice now instead. 2, 3, and now if I crit, I'll draw from the cards. And then I'm still going to do 2 whites. So here we go. Oh, who am I attacking? I'm attacking this shaman. Alright, let's roll. Oh, what a wonderful roll. Oh no. Oh no. I think that's what it was. I was trying to flip these and it was flipping the cards. So we do have a blank, but I did not roll any blanks. I rolled 2 crits, which is, again, fantastic. And I rolled a 1. So for the 2 crits, I'll draw a yellow. So there's 1. And a 3. We're just drawing fantastic. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Because we rolled 4 yellows. And I was thinking, like, 16, that's fantastic. But again, at 5 armor, that's just 3. Oh, I did the wrong one. It's the shaman. Still very happy to take him down 3. But it just means we do have to do a lot of damage to these guys, that's for sure. And I was starting to think, man, these guys are simple, but the high armor definitely changes things. Okay, we are done. So that means, oh, we get to see what they were going to do. The Berserkers target the closest Oathsworn and move 8 to them. Hold on a second. When each Scar tribesman picks a target, unless a tribesman is adjacent to Oathsworn, they will target the nearest civilian. This tells them to target specifically the Oathsworn, not choose a target like it does down here. Move 8 to them. Okay, so this one is 1. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess we'll get him there and then we'll figure out what he's going to do after that. Bone Maiden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Yep. Alright, so they don't actually attack them, they just move. For each berserker adjacent to their target. Oh, look at this. Berserker. That's just these 2. Oh, crap. This guy was here. That's a Bone Maiden. She was, I want to say, there. The shaman was already next to me, and then that's a berserker, and that's a berserker. Those are the only 2 that moved. I gotta pay more attention. For each berserker adjacent to their target, move the berserker 4 directly away from the target. Oh, I see. So they're going to pull us 4 away, and then we all get a cripple, which means we can't move. Alright, so which one of these is he targeting? Well, it's the northwest rule, so he's further north. So he's going to take... So these two are going to move, like, this way, but there's a tree in the way. And they can't go that way either. So maybe they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then the warden gets a cripple, which just simply means that until the end of the next round, he can't move and do any movement actions. So we'll put that, I guess, there to track it. And then this one here would go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then the ranger has a cripple. And remember we said the ranger didn't need anything to to deal with adjacent enemies? Well, there you go. It just happened. Alright, so I think the berserker thing's done. And you can tell there's no actual attack here. All Scar Tribe, which is everybody, move 4 to their target. Now understand if you're next to one of us, that is the target. And that's the prey on the weak thing. When they pick a target, unless they're adjacent to an Oathsworn, they target the nearest civilian. So the leader's going to target this civilian here, and he's going to go north because of the northwest rule. And then the Bone Maiden's targeting that one. And then there is All Scar Tribe attack the target. And of course it's mob attack. And then the next one is going to be mutilate. Ugh. All right. So, when they attack, it's a yellow-red. So we're going to go ahead and do the blade first. I'm just trying to decide if I want to play one of these defense. I'm going to go ahead and do the winnowing strike to add 2 to his defense. Am I? Because this cleaving slide, I'm probably not going to use it this round. I'm going to do a cleaving slide. We'll add 3 to his, and that'll battle flow it. So he's up to 6. Draw, draw. 4, nothing happens. Alright. Next one will be the Berserker here on the Warden. And so same deal, red and yellow. The Warden yeah, we'll do the taunt one. So he has a 7. He should be doing fine unless this guy draws super well. So there's 3. And again, no damage to the Warden. So now we got the Ranger going to be attacked. The Ranger will do this one. I could do it for the 2 armor, or I can say ignore one of the might cards. We're going to ignore one of the might cards. The Ranger has 2 armor, by the way. That could be a little troublesome, because this guy could still draw more than a 2. Yeah, we'll ignore one of the might cards. That's awesome. So the Ranger took no damage. And then these 2, I think you still draw for them, because technically if they do no damage at all, but oh my gosh. So I didn't clarify. I was doing the leader, and then we'll do this one here. Yeah, that was very deadly. This poor villager is toast. But right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villagers saved. This one we're going to call lucky. lucky number 2, because we already got a guy in our party named Lucky, but he's the second luckiest. And I'm going to take a break. It's time for a drink. Okay, back to the action. Start of the round. The only thing I'm concerned about is I may not be able to, like, okay, this villager is near the edge of the board, but I cannot move through other people. So, the ranger is crippled. Otherwise, I would say I'm going to just move one here and open up the path for the villager to escape. I can't. The ranger is not allowed to move. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is all the villagers are on this side of the board and I'm not. But we could, we'll figure something out. I am crippled here and here, but the cur and the blade can still move around. One of them can get up here, no problem. These 3 villagers, not so easy. That one in the back, not easy to rescue either. So that's our situation. I need to, again, look up, does the ranger have a penalty next to, if somebody's next to her? I don't think she does. Apologize. I'm going to pause again. And we were playing this multiplayer with my gaming group, so all my my manual and stuff is upstairs. So give me a second. I will get off my lazy butt and go get my materials. Okay, I saw no penalty for range attacks that are right next to you. The only issue was it's still considered a range attack for purposes of, you know, if your card says range or whatever. So even if they're next to you, it's still a range attack. Okay, so let's do refresh. All right, and then I do think I want to start with the ranger. And I will spend 1 crystal to activate the villager, who, this tree's in a way, this is in a way, so the villager is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like so, and that's the best I can do for now. And then since I can't move, I might as well just attack that berserker that's point blank. I could do this, but see, this is no enemies adjacent to you. There's where the penalty comes in. This one, you get extra damage if the attack is farther away. This one, you may attack an additional enemy within range 4 of the first. Add 2 damage to the attack. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add 3 to the last one. It was 21 damage. That would only been 24. I still wouldn't have done an extra die of damage. Just in case you were wondering what I'm talking about, we had to add 3 to the attack. That there, I think I forgot to do that, but we're okay. May attack an additional enemy. Add 2 damage to this attack for each target. So if I attack 2 targets, I'm adding 4 damage, but I have to see it's an attack once and divide the damage. So you're not going to do as much damage for the ricochet. Since they have 5 armor, it's really tall order. I mean, I could try to whittle this down. This is a berserker, so he's full health. Like, I need to give him everything I got. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 4. We'll do the ricochet, but we're only going to add 2 damage because I'm only going to attack 1 target. So that'll go like that. And we already have our whetstone over here, so I got to do just 2 yellows this time. And our next 2 is this quick shot. So we're going to do that later. So we've drawn 0 blanks so far. Half of these cards are blank. I feel like I'm stuck rolling dice. So we're going to do that, but before I see the results, I got to decide on the whites here. There's 5 out of 13 here. We're going to draw 2 whites and 2 yellows. And I remember I had a crit ability that I need to This was going to be a crit, but I screwed up. Holy buckets. Well, there's two of the blanks. I don't think I can fix that. That's right. Right here. When you do a critical attack, you gain 2. We should have done that last time, and that was a big mistake on my part. But it also meant I would have had to put the card up here, so I still have it with me. Unfortunately, we're not critting on this one. If you're adjacent to an obstacle, you may spend 3 to move up to 7 to another hex. I do have that, but when you're crippled, you can't do any move actions. Okay, so I have 3 misses. This one's largely because it hit that other die. It was rolling really nicely for us. I only have 1 redraw, so I guess I'm going to get determination. So I did unleash a lot of the blanks here, which is good. And I get to grab another token, and we're going to grab another redraw for her. Like so. And then, yeah, this is going to go away at the end of the round. I can battle flow 1 card. So I'm going to battle flow this card. I don't see this battle flow a card thing. I remember people talking about how awesome that was. It looks dumb. If I could battle flow all the cards, that would be different. I guess what I can do... See, I get all 7 back, so I need to spend as much as I can. I'm going to spend the 2 to refresh the Might deck, so I can get these yellow cards back. You might think that's dumb, but with half of them being blanks, there's no point in using them. Unfortunately, with this one, we were actually doing great. But I think I have to refresh all the Might decks when I do this. Alright, so that's done. Yeah. And we did get a card back because of it, which we could use for defense purposes or whatever. Alright, next up, let's do the Warden since he can't move. And the Warden is going to just attack whatever he can. So he does have... Let's see. He could do a knockback. Treat this as an unarmed attack, but gain a black for each shield your shield has, which I think is only 1 still. Yeah. This one he ignores the health loss. When you draw 2 more of the same number, I always forget to do that. Oh, he does have a move 2 cloak. I forgot. We could have done that last time. And then you can add 2 to a damage. Alright, where is he at? He is sort of in the middle of nowhere. Yep. So nobody's next to him. His ability lets him battle flow 1 card, which we will do. This is just a straight up attack. So I think we'll do an attack with knockback 3. Can I knock him back into something which will cause damage, though? That's the question. I don't think I can, because he just... Yeah, if I knock him back 3, he's just going to go 1, 2, 3 this way. But it does let the cur go after him, I guess. I don't know. No, we don't want to do knockback at this time. Because he remains a target if he could stay next to the guy. So we're just going to do... we'll do the guard. And it's just going to cost 3 crystals. It's a regular attack. And I am going to get rid of this token. We know he can't move. But 1, 2, 3. And then he has a yellow. After you draw your attack damage, add 2. So we'll save that for when it matters. And let's do yellow. So we're going to do, well, it's just 1 yellow, and then we're going to draw 4 white. Holy buckets, 3 misses. Well, that's good for the white category. And what that means is we get to grab another token. So we're going to grab an Empower token. So now we're going to do our next attack, which is as 1, which is going to cost 3 more. And why that did not battle flow this, I don't know. So 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to use the Empower token. So we still have the yellow ability. Oh, if I drew 2 of the same number, nope, I did not. Okay. So we got to do our yellow. And I'm going to do 4 whites, but I got an Empower 3, which lets me grab a black. Because 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to grab 3 whites. Now I got this situation. There's already 5 of the blanks for white are gone. This is perfect. We're going to draw 1 more. I'm pretty sure he has a redraw token. He does. And remember, we can always... We're going to get all of our tokens back if this turns out to be a miss. Also, I don't need to do the redraw token. Thank you, Andrew, for always reminding me. I drew 2 ones. Those are the same number. So let's go back, take back the redraw token. The same number is this guy, so I put this on the 3. And it's going to let us gain a redraw on the attack, which we're going to use on the white. And then I may still do the 2 extra damage. I got to figure out what we're doing here. So the redraw for the white is another 1. So we drew a whopping 3 damage plus 3 more is 6. Remember, these guys have they have what, 5 armor. So that's 1 damage to this guy. Now with that said, we just did 6, and then our armor or whatever lets us add how much more? 2. So adding 2 more damage doesn't make sense in this situation, so we won't use it. But 6 is going to cause 1 damage to the Berserker. And of course we don't know which Berserker's which. That's always a problem. I guess we're going to call it this one over here on the right. Yeah, that's not good. Name 2 people Berserkers and make them look alike. Okay, I think that's it for the Warden and the Blade. Oh, look at that. He's got a move 2 on his sword, too. Man, I got all these move things I keep forgetting I have. Alright, so who's left? We have the Cur, who is next to this Shaman. Or no, the Blade was next to the Shaman. The Cur can move 1, 2, 3, and then spend a 4th one to make this guy go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will do that. Now he's down to 2. Here's a smoke bomb attack that only costs 2. It's one of his 3 armor things, though. Man, the Cur is like, his best asset is he does a lot of damage, and we're using him as villager rescue. I could move him to 2 more to there, but by keeping him here, he prevents the leader from going after one of these villagers, which is probably the better call. The issue is, with 2 crystals, he's pretty much useless. we can do this one, which we're gonna go ahead and do. So we're gonna attack the leader. Um, he's got one redraw. Oh, we could do this. I keep forgetting. I don't think are we? We're not behind him. No. All right. Somebody this just reminded me. Somebody wrote a comment that I need to get better at the rules. I just remind folks positivity. I struggle with it too sometimes, but uh, you know, it's okay to say that you think a rule got was implemented wrong, but the whole get better thing, you know, I didn't ask for that kind of feedback, um, and so I do ask people to be mindful of that, um, and of course the one of the rules that they told me to get better at, they got wrong. So I'm not, a big fan of when people do that. Um, but the other one is that they felt that I wasn't orienting the enemy. Like after they move, I'm not changing their orientation so I can, pay attention to which side is the front or the rear. I think I've actually done a pretty good job of it. In most of these situations, it doesn't matter, especially when you had the worm. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it be. Let's keep going. The thing that reminded me of it is I don't have any. I'm not at the flank or rear of this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and do. I wanted to do the blind. If you're attacking the enemy's front, which I am, turn the enemy to face any direction. Attack. On a critical hit, treat the enemy as having one less armor, and you gain a lethality. I like that. So I'm going to do the 2 Animus, and then just remove 1 crystal. And instead of doing the smoke bomb, we're going to do blind. And we're going to do the regular attack. Now remember, he gets 2 yellows, and he can battle flow a card if he criticals. Oh, there's a move 2 right there. He's got 1 too. I do not need to do the Animus thing. We're just going to do the move 2 from the from this. All right. So we get 2 yellows, which could be bad, and we already got 5 of the blanks out. So I'm going to draw 4 of these. Oh my gosh, there's the crit that we were looking for. The droid we were looking for. Alright, we got a crit. So let's talk about all the stuff that happens with a crit with this guy. We can do this for 2 and battle flow that card. Then we can do this for 2 and battle flow a card. But let me think about what cards do I want to battle flow here. Yeah, we'll battle flow that card. And then on a critical hit, they now have 4 armor instead of 5, and we gain a lethality, which is these are harder to get than advertised. This whole thing is a big lie, unless some cards later in the game gives more. That is the one thing I don't like about this character. And then that's only if we're being attacked. Okay, so criticals are taken care of there. Now we got to resolve this critical here, and I am going to roll a die this case. No good. All right, so we have 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Divided by 4 doesn't help. It's a 2. Now what I could do is I could kill this die right now, or I can reduce this one by 2. I don't know what the right call is in this situation. I do think that because they have so much health, we want to whittle them down. So let's reduce that to a 4. I also don't want to be triggering these cards while all these villagers are still on the board. Okay, is the Kerr done? He has 1 movement point left. So we're going to move 1 space closer to the villagers. And yeah, we got 1 Bone Maiden that's going to go nuts. Everybody else, I think we have somebody next to them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this one's going to be able to kill a villager. And I don't think we're going to get as lucky as we did last time. Alright, so our turn is over. Yes, turn is over. And, that means we're going to do this card. Mutilate. The Berserkers target the Oathsworn closest to the center of the board. If tied, pick the highest health one. It's the Kerr. So the Berserkers are targeting the Kerr. Okay. Berserkers move 6 to their target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There's a mob mentality. He's in trouble. All Scar Tribe attack target. Mob Berserkers redraw all blanks. Ooh. All Scar Tribe move 3 directly away from their target. Okay, so I gotta look at the Kerr. He might say, hey, I'm not the target. He can do the smoke bomb. But it's only for 1 enemy. He could do this for another enemy. You cannot be the primary target if you're in its rear arc. Which was the case for the Berserker that was off to the right. Yeah, so he can do this for both Berserkers. So he's going to play this one at 3 and this one at 2. And again, I don't know why that didn't trigger this, this, and this. And here, we'll go through the steps again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this guy targeted him, and he's in this guy's rear. So the Kerr said, nope, I'm in your rear. You can't target me. This one targeted him and then he did the smoke bomb and said, nope, you can't target me. This one can still target him. So then it becomes, okay, who's next closest to the center? It's the blade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. He didn't make it. And now the rule is, if they can't make it to their target, they're supposed to go to someone else. However, this is where the game confuses me. They target in step 1. They don't move until step 2. That doesn't, so they're not retargeting. You see what I mean? So in that case, it would mean that he stays on the ranger, because there's nobody else in his range if this guy's not the target. So I guess I'm gonna just say he still stays with the ranger. And then this one, of course, is targeting the villager. So now we got a mob here. The warden is free, but everything else is as you see it. So let's deal with the ranger first. Ranger does get targeted. She can play her multi-shot, which will give her 3 defense. She'll do that. And see, that worked that time. So she's up to 5. We still didn't destroy any dice, so we got a 1 and a 1. And it's 5. So I believe she has a defense token. She'll spend 1, which will give her a 6, and that'll make it so she doesn't lose a health. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so she's done. Next is the Kerr. And the Kerr is spending a lot of his cards on defense, but he's got one more here. Yeah, we're going to do this one. And that should have triggered this. And that gives him 3 defense. So he's up to 5. One and one. So that's a 6. I don't think he has 2 defense tokens. So he's going to take 1 health loss. Alright, and then we have the blade is being... Well, no, let's do the villager. Villager is killed. And then we have 2 here, which that just means the attack's going to look like this. Now my concern is I drew so many blanks. I think all the blanks in this one are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, only 4 of them. And 1, 2 here. So only 4 and 2. So that's actually not so bad. There's 8 here, with 2 of those being, well, actually 10. 2 of the 10 are blanks, so these are very likely bad. And then that's 10 of those. There's more blanks in this one. Okay, so what's the blade going to do for defense? We got the somersault. We got the charging boar. The winnowing strike actually was looking good for him. We're going to go ahead and play the somersault one. And that's a 2. That's going to cause all this stuff to flow, which, again, I don't understand why it's not flowing. I don't know if it's because one of these are in there or what. So he's got 5 defense. And 10 was drawn. Alright, so with 10 being drawn, we're going to make it 6 defense. So he loses just 1 health. Done. And that defense was worth playing in that situation. So the good news... Okay, then all 3 move directly away from their target. So 1, 2, 1. I guess 2, 3. This one, I don't know where to move him. I guess you could say 1, 2, 3 like that. And this one would be 1, 2, 3 because his target was that way. And then this one would just can only go 1. There's literally nowhere to go. Okay. It is now our turn. Okay, the warden is the furthest away from all the action. Although this guy sort of moved towards the warden. The ranger's got all the people around her. That's not what we wanted. The ranger does have that pole vaulting, but you know, that ability that she's near an obstacle so she can move 7 spaces to another obstacle. So I think I want to do that. How did that work? That's here. You may spend 3 crystals to move up to 7 to another hex that is adjacent to an obstacle. And nothing blocks their... I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. And what I'm doing is I'm moving from this obstacle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This whole house is an obstacle. I wanted to get to that tree. And it did say that nothing is in the way, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter. The point is I'm next to this obstacle, and now we're near all these people. And I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to move 1, free, 2, free. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't have any movement stuff, I don't think. I do have this one. So I will do a move 2. And then 3, 4. And let's get this one off the board. And then let's get 1, 2, 3, 4. We're all about saving the villagers. So I just got 2 of them, and I still have 2 crystals left. I can get there, but I can't trigger the move. But I have the blade here. So with the 2 crystals left, I do have this. I'm going to do a long shot. And this is a 1, which will cause all that to move there. And just so you know, when we did the refresh, this 0 card should have come back in our hand, because that was sitting here. Alright, so we're going to do this 2, and then this for 2 more, and we're doing the long shot thing. We are going to get all these cards back, but not yet. And the long shot says +2 range. The range is normally 4, and it's going to be 6 range. 1 damage for each target for each hex of range over 4. And how do I know I have 4 range? Right here, range 4. So if I'm standing right here, I could obviously target this guy, but I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the leader. My guy doesn't get in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to get a +2 damage attacking that leader, and that's what I'm going to do. We're going to attack the leader. We have 2 yellow, and if we ever crit, we gain 2 crystals back, which would be pretty cool. Anything else? +2 damage. So we're going to draw 2 yellow, and this is a fantastic situation. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. And here you can see we drew a whole bunch of crits. 1, 2, 3 crits. So this one, when you do a critical, gain 2 crystals. So we'll go ahead and do that. 1, 2. I don't think anything else happens. But I am going to roll dice for the crits. So I have 1 yellow. And I have 2 whites. I got another crit. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get a +2 because of my skill. 10. 13. 15. 16, 17. 18, 19. Oh man, I needed 1 more to get to 20. 19 damage against this guy. So that's 3 pips. So I can destroy a die, which by the way, that's what's happening. Or I'm going to do 3 pips to him. Put him down to 1. I think that's the better move right now. We still have villagers on the board. That was an excellent attack. Okay, now I'm going to do the blade. The blade means to move 1, 2, 3, and then spend a 4th one on this villager. The villager is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. Let's think about this. No. If I go 4, no. We got the cur. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2. And then 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4. So if he moves 4, and I think we noticed that he had the ability to move 2 somehow. Maybe I was thinking of the wrong guy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 for him. Yeah, I just did another turn where I don't get to use the cur. And then I gotta remember this too. If I gotta keep him next to people. I'm still happy with it because we got the villager off the board. And now we have 8 of the villagers. I believe 2 have died. That would be 10. And then here's 11. And there's 12. Perfect. So if the cur has 2 movement points left, I think I'm better off just moving. No, I'm going to stay right where we are. And then the blade's going to go 1, 2, 3 like this. And we're going to attack the shaman. Now, does the blade? Yep, he has movement right here. And look at that. That's an ability that says move 2 and attack. And he's going to do that. So he moved 1 and then he's going to do the move 2 attack. So he's going to get a free attack there. This does not trigger battle flow. And his attack is 2 yellows. Whoops. We haven't drawn any blanks yet. They're coming. So we're going to do 2 yellows on dice. And then we're going to draw the last 2 whites. We know the whites are not misses, so he already has a crit. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the crit will roll just 8. Okay, so the problem with 8, of course, is that's only 1 damage to this guy. But I still have all my crystals. Nope, I spent 1 movement. Okay, so it's a shaman, and that reduces it down to 2. Oh, come on. I believe the Bone Maiden was still at 6. I thought I had this guy down to 2 and 1. It's these 3. I think the Bone Maiden we haven't touched at all. I want to say this guy is down to a 3, but this one is still at a 4. I think that's the correct. Okay, I don't remember what these numbers were. And the only thing I can do is end my video and then go back and look at my recording. So I feel like I have no choice to do that. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to break up this encounter into 2 videos. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. But I do want to get this right. And I apologize. You know, you bump any board and things flip. And that's exactly what happened here. Yeah, thanks for watching. Stay awesome. And we'll see you in just a few minutes.